Irish yogurt's Clonakilty. Try a spoonful of delicious.
That's right, and Edward Hayden is here looking after our bellies this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. I thought you were going to the Mediterranean there on a cruise or something.
I wish, Edward.
There you have
This
it.
is as
Tis
good as it
coming.
gets.
It's competition time.
What are you having?
Well, listen, I just thought I'd do a kind of a really nice, gorgeous, shared meal today, which is like a hot salad. Because I think at this time of the year, you know, we do need something that's kind of warming and moorish. But I think we're also still trying to be abstemious and healthy and all of that sort of thing. So I'm hoping that this is a conflation of the two.
I'd say it's a lot of people going, salad?
Yeah. Would he cop on? Would he cop on?
It's with meatballs as well, though.
There you have it. We'll sell the meatballs. Now, so what I've got some lovely minced lamb. So I've got some really nice minced lamb there. And I'm just going to put a little bit of salt and pepper into that. So put a nice bit of seasoning just to start building the flavour from the get-go.
So lamb meatballs, right?
Yeah. Again, it's just nice. I'm going to put some lovely coriander. I'm going to use a little bit of chilli, all of that sort of thing. So lovely flavours. I've got some fresh white breadcrumbs there. I've also got some cheese. I'm using a little bit of Parmesan, but you can use your cheese of choice.
Do you have a kind of, how much breadcrumbs? Because that seems like an awful lot.
It's 2 ounces, so 50 grams.
50 grams.
Yeah. So breadcrumbs are quite light.
That's like 500 grams of meat.
Minced lamb.
Right.
So what it'll do is it'll just help to dry them all up for you. Okay, so it'll dry them really up. Now, what I've got then is the egg has gone in there as well. I've got a little bit of fresh coriander, which I'm just going to tear in. And with coriander, it's that marmite of herbs, isn't it? But just put it in at the very last minute.
The crew were just saying, yes, you've
they're not
ruined the
overly
meatballs.
yeah. But I love it, and I think it gives a lovely flavour. Now, in there, we're going to put some diced red onion in there. And then the final thing that I'm going to put in terms of a spice, I'm going to put in a little bit of cayenne pepper, which will just add, I'll just open that up actually, I'll give it another little hotter. Now, and then what I'm going to do is I've got some of the Irish yogurt Clonakilty. I'm using some of their kefir. So I'm just going to put in a spoon of that in there as well, which will just help to bind that together. And that will just really help to be binding, and obviously it'll make them nice and rich
Kefir
as
is
well.
really important. It's good for the gut.
It's very good for the gut.
Really good for people to have, say, with the breakfast in the morning. Do you still get the good nutritious value from it if it's cooked?
Absolutely, yeah. It's one of those things that, I mean, gut health and all that, indigestion and digestion has become really popular. So it just works really nicely. But also you'll find when you taste this and taste the dressing, it has that lovely cultured flavour. So there's a bit of sharpness to it, which marries quite well with the salad. Okay. So I'm after giving that a nice little mix around. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start moulding those into shapes, whatever shape you like, whatever size you like. So I'm just going to mould them into small little round meatballs, just like so. And I'm going to pop those onto a tray with some baking parchment on, just like so. And I'm going to bake those in the oven.
And you don't brown them off?
I don't brown them off. I'm going to do them all in the oven. Can I just show you, again, not the recipe that I'm doing, but if you want to make a lovely, nice lamb burger, a nice spiced lamb burger, you could do that, bake that in the oven, serve it in like a pita bread with some pickled cucumber or something like that, and that would work really nicely for you as well.
How long would you put those in the oven?
Pop those into the oven for about 20 minutes, 180, 350 gas mark for about 20 minutes, and that's going to get really nice.
Would you say you make meatballs at home?
Yeah, they're always a favourite in our house.
He's very good at the homework now, I have to say.
That's why I'm interested, because sometimes I put in not enough breadcrumbs and it's sloppy then.
Yeah, you need to let them soak up.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to build a lovely dressing to go with those. So I have some in the oven, obviously, for the 20 minutes at 180. So I'm going to take a little bit more of the Irish yogurt Clonakilty kefir, and to that I'm going to combine some of my own homemade sweet chilli relish or sweet chilli jam. So I'm going to put a little bit of that in there for the dressing. I'm also going to put a lime. I'm sure I don't need to tell either one or the other of you when you're doing your cocktails, just to give it a little bit of a roll. And I'm going to put some lime juice in there as well, which will work really nicely.
Lime, right.
And then I'm going to put a tiny little bit of coriander in there, again torn in, and give that a little mix around. And that's your lovely dressing, which we're going to put on top of it in just a second. Meanwhile, then,
it's like secret sauce.
so it's lovely. It's exactly like a secret sauce, and use it to that same end if you're making like a baguette or a tortilla wrap, or if you've got some leftover cooked chicken, mix that in with that. It's like a chili coronation version without the curry. Now, I've got a lovely, nice, big, large large platter here. I've just started putting some leaves onto that. And then what I'm going to do is I've got a cucumber, I've got some carrots, and I'm literally just going to start putting a few ribbons of those vegetables onto it so that it'll add a nice bit of texture. Now, cucumber, as we know, has that nice sense of moisture. So I'm not going right down to the seeds, as you can see. And again, if I was at home, just let it be said, I would be using all of that and spending a little bit of time getting every little bit of the cucumber off. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some carrot. Again, you're building it so that you'll end up, hopefully, with like a kaleidoscope of colour. It'll just look very visually pleasing.
Eat the rainbow.
Eat the rainbow, absolutely.
Right, go on, do you want me to get the meatballs
Now,
out
if you want to
for
take
you?
them out of the oven
I'll
there,
get
Tommy, that
those
would be
for you.
great. Then what I've got is I've got some lovely cherry tomatoes, which I'm just going to pop on the top of those.
Ooh.
And then, no better buchel there. So there we have it. Just pop it up there, Tommy. Yeah, lovely. Then what I'm going to do, look at the lovely juice coming off those. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of those meatballs and just arrange them onto your platter. You can see the lovely cherry tomatoes have gone on there as well. Pop those on, and then just the last one. And then what I'm going to do is take a tiny little bit of our dressing and just drizzle, not too much of the dressing, just drizzle it over the meatballs. I'm going to embellish it with some crunchy peanuts for that textural interest. I've also brought, not in the recipe, but I just brought some pomegranates. I had a pomegranate in the fruit bowl, so I brought some of that because I think it has that lovely crimson colour over the top. And then we'll just finish that off one more time with a little bit of coriander.
Kids love meatballs. If I turned up with this platter, I think they'd probably get into the salad. Good way to get them into it as well.
It's just nice because, again, the salad will just start wilting, and it's lovely to just bring it to the table just like that.
Thank you.
As I've told you 1,000,003 times, I love that shared dining, you know.
This is very interactive. I agree.
And
I
think
enjoy
it's
it.
gorgeous, yeah.
It is gorgeous.
I like there's a kind of a little lady-sized portion and a super-sized portion.